Hey, what's up guys? Sunday here, so we're going to do a Q&A. It's late tonight. I'm still trying to upload a squat video from yesterday. Didn't want to upload for a while, but I think I finally got it figured out. So, yeah, it's been a busy week. Sorry I haven't got much uploaded lately. I was supposed to make time to edit video this weekend, and imagine that. Didn't really happen. So one of these days, we'll do that. Hopefully within this week or the next few days would be good. Otherwise, it's not going to be real interesting if it's not current, right? So yeah, let's hop into it. I got a bunch of questions. Some are probably the same questions I've answered previously, but seems like people need to hear this info 2 or 3 times to get it in their brain. There are some new ones though, so let's get to it. Colossus 1 asks, well, he said, I got 3 questions for you. We'll answer all 3. 1. What's your opinion on lifters tearing their bicep with mixed grip on deadlift? Well, they're not doing it right. If you have any slight bend, whatever, you're probably gonna tear a bicep. If you ever watch me pull, my arms are straight, almost relaxed, I guess would be a good way to put it, besides like my grip and then up in the shoulders and delts. So if there's any tension in the bicep and any kind of flex, say goodbye, I would assume. And ultimately you could probably tear a bicep on hook grip if you really tried. So yeah, just not doing it right. 2, is there any disadvantage of using straps for deadlifts other than a weak grip? Kinda. Yeah, if you go into a competition and you've been working with straps, that's gonna be another thing mentally. Like, it might be a challenge for you. Be like, oh shit, no, I can't use my straps. So you might be telling yourself, this might fall out of my hands or whatever. So it's not just a physical thing, but you're not getting the forearm work or strength that you should be. And 2, you practice how you play. So I'm always trying to work out and do things the way that I plan to do it in a meet or when I plan to compete. So I'm always ready. So if you're training differently than that, it's hard to say. Could affect you, maybe not, but personally I think it might have a little mental impact on you. So 3, what's the advantage of using a fat bar for bench press? Have I ever used a fat bar for bench press? Maybe I have, but none. I don't see any point to doing that. I would ask someone who does it and ask them why they do it. I don't personally do it, and I can't think of a reason on why it would be more beneficial. So that's that. Hamish Morris 1, or maybe my computer's being more weird. Maybe there's no 1s after these. Who knows? He says, support from Australia, Jesse. Are you in a hypertrophy phase at the moment, or are high repetitions great for increasing strength? Well, it's a little bit of both. So yes, I'm in hypertrophy. I tend to be in that stage mostly year round, unless I'm planning to compete. I don't start to peak for a meet until I'm about 8 weeks out. My training will start to change quite a bit. But other than that, you got to build muscle if you're gonna build strength. So you got to build that foundation first. So I guess how I think about it, I'm just getting a stronger foundation and strengthening my core, getting my work capacity up, all those things, and that's gonna make a huge difference when I'm getting ready for a meet. I'm gonna have that work capacity. My workouts are probably gonna feel relatively easy. The weights might still be heavy, but I'm gonna be able to outwork a lot of people because I've develop this higher work capacity. And you know, a lot of people don't think about that, but it is a huge factor for me. I think physically, but definitely mentally. I guess I didn't really answer if it's great for strength. I think it's great for both. So, Tim Bostic asks, why are some people stronger high bar than low, or stronger high bar than low bar? Could be for, you know, a few reasons. You know, when you are doing low bar, you're incorporating a lot of upper and lower back. You know, I guess you're just incorporating a lot of upper back and lower back. Where if you're high bar, you can sit more upright, and you don't have to necessarily use you know, that muscle the same. You know, I'm a really good deadlifter, so I know I have a strong back, and working low bar kind of works hand in hand with you know, a conventional deadlift, I suppose. If you're a sumo puller, maybe you're a high bar squatter. I tend to see a lot of guys who are sumo also squat high bar because they can sit more upright, and I don't think it's a lot as much tension in the back. So low bar and conventional seems to work hand in hand for me. That's why I do it. As far as why people might be stronger in high bar versus low bar, it's just about where their strength lies. Like, I'm sure I could go into a high bar squat and be fine. It's just going to take a lot of training, and I could be just as strong there as low bar. It just depends how you train and things like that. Where your strong points are. You know, high bar squatters probably have great, you know, really strong glutes, adductors, quads, hammies. Whereas, you know, me, I have a really strong back, and that's kind of, I use that to my advantage. Get that goopa. Get that goop. I don't know. Do you ever experience bad forearm pain from squatting with low bar? If so, how do you manage this or prevent it? And how often do you have a shit workout? And he has another question, which I'll answer in a minute. Do I ever develop bicep pain? Yeah, or forearm pain. Yes, but it's mostly because of the bicep insertion right here. So one thing, when you do low bar, you gotta really be sure that you're working mobility. A lot of guys don't think about that. You know, mobility is a huge component, and I work a lot on my delt mobility. You know, just stretching this way so I can get my elbows under the bar, things like that. So if you're having pain in your forearms or your shoulders, wherever, you need to work mobility. You need to take a lacrosse ball or some kind of roller and really dig into that tissue and release some of that stress there. How often do you have a shit workout? Probably about every 4 weeks or so. You know, it's mentally, I really focus and can usually push my way through. But if I'm, you know, working really hard and, you know, something's not right, whether it's my sleep, eating, whatever, maybe I just worked really hard on deadlifts and my CNS is fried, you know, that can happen, and then I'm gonna have a bad squat workout. Like on my squats, you know, I only hit 585 for set of 6. I've been hitting 8s consistently, but Thursday I went a lot heavier on my deficits, so I think that had a big impact. So it just depends how training's going. You know, it's gonna have its ups and downs in different areas, and you're always gonna have to work around things and figure out what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, as you tend to make little tweaks and changes. So I can pretty much say I always get a decent workout, but they're not always great. And then he asked, what other vehicles did you have prior to Cummins? I had an R6. I had a Dodge 1500, little single cab that was my first truck, first vehicle. And then I had a Dodge Neon SRT4. That was fun. Little sports car. And then the R6. and then I bought my Cummins. So I haven't had a lot of vehicles, but you know, I like Dodge, so I'm a Dodge guy. James, is that James Landell? When's the Norris Trainer coming out? Hard to say. It's probably gonna be a few months still. You know, I have a few more videos to shoot, and then there's gonna be a lot of editing to do, so a few months at least, I'd say. No, I'll let you guys know when that's planned to come out so you can check it out. But again, I will say it's probably more for a beginner or someone that doesn't know how to peak for strength purposes. If you're an advanced lifter, it's probably not for you. So I will tell you that now so you're not disappointed. Georgie Laznov. I've never seen you do abs core training exercise. Do you believe that core lifts and the amount of volume you do is enough? Yes. Every once in a while I'll do abs, but I do a lot of training without a belt. I don't know if you noticed, but that does work your core a lot, and you have to really work on engaging, you know, your abs and ab wall throughout the lift. With a belt, you don't have to do that as much, but without the belt, it makes a huge difference, and you should notice a change if you try it yourself. But yeah, the amount of volume, what I'm doing without a belt, those things, those all really help to develop my core strength. And you know, I have abs, which is great. I don't necessarily work them. And another thing, abs tend to come from your diet. If you eat like crap, doesn't matter how much work you put in, but you're not gonna be shredded. So take a look at your nutrition, try a few changes for exercise or working without a belt, whatever you want to do. But if you want abs, focus on nutrition first. Last question. Chris Cook, what is a good height for lifting from a deficit? And is it dependent on mobility? I'd say at least 2 to 3 inches from a deficit. You can go a little more, wouldn't go much more. You know, I've been in about 4 inches lately, and it's definitely different. You know, if your mobility is terrible and you have terrible technique, even on a 2-inch deficit, then I'd recommend get rid of the deficit, work on your mobility first, and then start to incorporate that. So yes, mobility, technique are key when you're doing this, and if you're doing it without technique, you're probably going to injure yourself. So focus on that first, and then once you can work with a 2 to 3 inch deficit, you can add in a little more, but I wouldn't suggest, you know, more than 4 inches, because that's all I've done. And if I haven't done it, I can't recommend it, you know. Unless I've experienced what it's like, I'm not going to tell you to go do it. So that's that, you guys. Hope you liked the video. Please leave me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be sure to get some video edited this week so I can get some more videos out to you guys. Alright, so we will see you next time. See ya.